welcome to the Geekwave. This is surprisingly our largest cast that we have ever had for a Geekwave episode.
6 people.
Surprise!
Isn't it so exciting?
No,
like,
this-
look at all of these beautiful faces.
Yeah, there's a good 12 to 15 feet between the sides of the table.
Yeah, so we're gonna
And look
start...
on how many people are free the day after Valentine's Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start over on the end with Anne and introduce ourselves.
I'm Anne.
Tell us what you do on the Geekwave.
I'm an artist. I do webcomics, and I'm currently working on an animation for the Geeks Play.
Ooh,
Cool.
fancy.
That's news to like all the people at this table.
What are you doing
Yeah,
animation
to me.
on?
It's an intro or something.
Is it one
Yeah,
of
it's an
those,
intro.
Comedic... Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
should do one
no,
of those
you get to
comedic
know
Let's
whenever-
Plays.
you,
where
you get to
like-
see. You get to just see it.
just
You're not
get
an
to-
artist.
All right, we all
Or
know
are you?
Lee.
I don't know.
Lee, tell us about what you do on the Geekwave.
Everyone knows what I do.
That's the
Everything.
point.
Yeah, I fill in.
That's cute.
Meanwhile, people who've never been here are like,
Yeah.
I'm Chris. I live here.
we invaded
This
his
is
home.
actually
This
his
was
house.
his tax.
We're sitting on his dining room table, actually, right now.
Where do you sleep?
I feel like
He's
On the
under
table?
the
Under
Okay.
the table. I have a, if you can like see that, I have like a mattress laid out underneath.
Oh,
Futon.
that's
No,
a sweet
right.
setup
I was
there.
wondering
It's
what
very
was
nice.
All right, Brennan, you're up.
I'm Brennan. I do podcasts. I fill in on stuff like this as well, and I occasionally write articles. Hopefully, some Let's Plays in the future once I actually get some new games instead of just really old ones that I'm replaying for the 100th time.
Chilling.
I'm Kyler. I'm kind of in limbo right now, trying to figure out what I'm doing.
We call it the green hair stasis.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
We call it
until I
being
read
mistakenly
diet.
called Chris
Green hair.
100
Green
times.
Anyways, I'm Kimmy. Y'all know me.
No, we don't, Kimmy. Tell us what you do.
That's cute. No.
She does this. This is what she does.
Yeah. She herds cats. Cats known as the Geekwave cats.
Cats on meth.
Cats on meth.
I'm not.
What's your favorite kind of cat, Kimmy?
I myself have a domestic long-haired Bertie cat.
False.
Like a cat.
Black
I was
bear.
like, I don't know what that
It
is.
was a joke question. I don't need a legitimate answer.
I know. Guess what? Pretty sure that name is not the real name of that.
But you said it with such conviction. It makes it sound like you
point,
knew
dude.
what it was. Don't mislead us on our cat breeds.
So confused.
Anyways, so this episode of the Geekwave, we are talking about visuals versus core mechanics in video games and which one is more important.
And
Even though we
apparently
all
we
know the
needed a
answer.
cast of 6 people to debate this heavily
Yeah.
debated topic.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the answer. What
Okay,
will we
Like,
decide?
which one? Not necessarily which one's more important because we all know, but
No, we
which
don't
one,
know.
Which one? you
I
enjoy
think we
more.
do.
I am the
Most
single-
of us are EAE majors.
I'm not.
Yeah, well, he's our English major here.
Woo!
I'm a STEM major.
That's
That
good.
is EAE.
Then
we
we
got
got
even
one in a
honorable
million,
mention.
right?
I
This
am
is
the
part of EAE.
I am to
I was
my
part of
knowledge
EAE.
the
You
only
were.
one in
But
all
you're
of
not.
student media who is not taking communications or an EAE or humanities.
I think
No, I'm the only non-humanities,
that's too many exceptions. You don't get to.
non-EAE.
Okay.
That's too many things.
Anyways,
To read
so
makes
yeah.
our speaking English good.
Yeah, I speak.
The
good.
enemy of
This is why we
Yoda.
don't have 6 people.
I spoken good.
Do we have a subject? Were we
Yeah, we
talking
just
about
said our
something?
subject.
I just.
I mean, we
said
went
it.
off topic for like 5 minutes.
No, we didn't.
It
It was
feels like
20
fun.
seconds.
Count
Thank
it.
you, though.
All right. Just saying. I
So-
think we know what's. we're at.
Yeah, this is. This
A debate.
topic came to me. Yeah.
It's a debate.
Is it a debate or is it a curb stomp?
It's
If it's Gears of War, I'm pulling out my Nasher shotgun.
it's kind of. An
Do we want to
unfair
go
battle.
one by one down the table and state which one we think is more important?
Or should
I feel
keep
like
it
we
to
all
that?
probably think the same thing. I mean, I have to assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming the English major would have the biggest difference, but then again, I know
yeah.
he plays a lot of games, so he probably.
We all know
he's probably
what
got it.
assuming does to people.
Right. Okay, Anne, you're
It
first.
makes
What do you
him-
think's more
okay.
important?
Mechanics.
Yeah.
I mean, I love visuals and I think
Yeah.
they're really important too, but
Okay,
if you have to pick one.
I'm probably going to have to go with mechanic, but my second place
We're
would
not
probably
gonna
be
have
the content. Like, if it's interesting, if it's unique, would
thought that-
definitely be
Maybe
my
we
thought
should
second.
that's
have
not
left
an
this-
option.
Should we have left this? Because my original topic was visuals versus content rather than.
I feel like we can do it
Yeah,
into
'cause-
a
Go for
three-way
it.
bridge. I think we can
Yeah.
do visual Content
versus
or mechanic?
gameplay versus content. So, like plot
Content
and lore
as far as
versus
like how long it is.
we're
Wii
talking like
Sports lore.
plot and lore.
Content as
What?
far as
Wii
like,
Sports lore.
Wii Sports lore?
or, like,
Wii Sports lore.
Oh,
or,
Wii
like,
Sports lore.
Is this game
Wii
like-
Sports has lore?
Apparently, it's a meme.
Got it.
Please tell me this fan fiction.
Oh man. No. No, we've already talked about Wii Sports.
It has it though.
We've
Wii
talked
Sports?
about Wii Sports.
Wii
lore.
Kimmy doesn't understand the lore.
I didn't
There
know there
can't
was
be
lore.
lore for Wii Sports.
Lore.
I didn't want there to be lore for Wii Sports. It's like something that should exist.
It's like this is a cursed object. It should not exist.
Okay, so yeah.
Kill it with holy Greek fire.
Like who are the athletes? Why are they fighting? What like?
Does it say who
Oh,
the Wii
which one is
You're
the
the athletes. You're competing because you own the game.
But who owns the island?
I have no idea.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
These are completely dissatisfactory answers.
All right.
I think they
Which
make
one
sense.
is more important to you?
Are we doing 3 now or?
3?
Yes.
3. We're doing 3.
I think we
Go
should
with
do 3, yeah.
Okay.
Well, honestly, it's
visuals or mechanics.
too nuanced to really pick one out of them
No.
all, but
It also depends on the type of game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't really supposed to be a debate. It's supposed to the
yeah. Why are we calling it a
topic was
debate? It
supposed
should be a
to
discussion,
kinda
not a.
throw you guys up for a loop because there are some games that the visuals are the whole reason I play the game. And there
Like
are some
Ori.
games that the
Ori
whole
the-
reason you play is for the core mechanics.
I mean, you definitely judge it off the visuals.
Yeah.
You definitely
Judge
do.
games by their cover all the time.
No, you judge consoles by their visuals.
No.
Glorious
Why, they're all the same.
No.
Watch my hair flow in the wind. Watch my GTX 1080 abs.
Although I must admit, the first time I played ESO on my GTX 1060, it was like, oh no! Like,
Oh yeah, no. Ultra high settings are a wonderful, wonderful
it's the
thing.
best thing ever. Like, I'm gonna look at this rock.
So
and all
Chris
of
chose the
textures.
nuance
I
not
feel like that's useless, and most people wouldn't notice or care about the differences.
Well, because
in a
it's-
couple more pixels on a rock.
Well, because it's going to
And
shift from game to game and even from moment to moment.
You're
Yeah.
one of those people.
And I'm going to go
Different
with
ones.
I think you
gameplay
got shut
mechanics
up, right?
are the most important.
You're gonna go mechanics. I'm gonna go mechanics as well. For the most part,
I mean,
it's gonna be mechanics. Because I mean, you have that small subsection where it's like kind of visual novel or like point and click, where
If
the,
the
mechanics
mechanics-
are already set.
If
in
the mechanics
genre.
don't work, you can't advance to the art.
I mean, that's if they don't work, not if they're great, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they rely heavily on both visuals and story. But for the most part, story and content. But for the most part, I can't play those games, and I focus solely on the mechanics.
You
and the
can't play the
controls.
visual novels. You're just
No,
like,
point and
please,
click. Who
not
wants
another
to play
dating high
point and
school harem.
Nobody. Well, FNAF
You're just like,
is technically a point and click.
no, thank you.
Technically.
Clicks. I can't handle point and clicks.
FNAF.
no, the later
FNAF's
ones,
probably
later
the best
ones had
point and
arrow
click.
keys.
To
cute.
scroll the screen, maybe.
No, like Sister Location, and you actually use arrow keys for things.
Do you know how long it took me to get past the first level of like the Indiana Jones game? Like, I'm not even joking.
There's
Which
been a lot of
Indiana Jones
Indiana.
game?
I don't know.
Are we,
one of
are we
them.
talking about the one that they advised to do in the 2700 class? Towards like the
Yes,
point to
one of
solve.
those,
It's like
yeah.
Atlantis, like
Point
to find
Oh,
Atlantis.
yeah.
I think you
that
were in
game
my
was
class
really
for that.
hard.
We had to play that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those games.
I don't
following this.
remember if I chose. Actually, no, I did choose that one. It's like Atlanta.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Indiana
Atlantis or
Jones,
something?
Finding Atlantis or something
Yeah.
like that.
Journey to Atlantis.
You have to
Oh,
like
dear
basically
God.
just click on everything
title
until you
makes
find
me
the one world you're supposed
For a
to
minute,
find.
I was really hoping she was talking about Lego Indiana Jones, so then I could
Yeah,
laugh at
no,
her.
I
great.
considered the same thing as well. I was like, you couldn't make it past the first level of Lego Indiana Jones.
It's Legos. Who can't play with Legos?
No wonder you enjoy walking simulators so
Quadriplegic.
much. You can't play anything else. I've broken her.
Guys, I despise Lego games. You know?
Oh.
But
I was
can't play
a,
them.
I was a really
No,
big
Star
fan of the
Wars.
first Lego Star Wars. The first Lego
Legos,
Star Wars
yes.
was a great game,
The
minus
complete
Jar Jar.
saga. I
What's
bought
wrong
that
with
like
Jar
4
Jar?
months ago.
I loved his jump ability, but Jar Jar is Jar Jar.
So you just hate him on principle then?
Hate him on principle, except for
Okay.
Darth Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar is where he redeems himself.
Dar Dar Jar. That's what you sound like.
Your mama's so stupid she thought Jar Jar came with pickles.
That was a good one.
Quality.
Quality, yes.
Why?
We only give you the best quality here.
All right, I think you're the last one to
Can
answer
we
the
really
question.
label this a topic? Like,
No, it's not really a topic
literally
discussion
everywhere.
anymore. It's devolved.
It's good.
It's
But-
the
It's
point
okay.
from which all tangents emerge.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what a discussion starts as, guys. It's to tangent off of.
Exactly.
But anyways,
Also known as
for me, it
forums.
would definitely like the rest of you. It would be mechanics, but right up there close to it for me is visuals. I can't play games
Really?
with it.
I don't know.
Well-
Like, take a game like Super Hot that has super basic visuals, and it still manages to be one of the most interesting and unique games to play.
If you're gonna take one of those things to where the visual was like subpar, but the game mechanics were above and beyond, no other game defines that better
Well,
than
that's-
Undertale.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't like
Well,
Undertale's graphics at all.
I'm going to
I
argue
didn't.
that Minecraft, perhaps even more than Undertale, exemplifies that.
But
I would
here's
agree
the
with
thing:
that.
I don't think
Because
Minecraft is really poor visuals.
Undertale also had
Well-
content and lore, and so Undertale was a
The
lore?
big on game mechanics, but also big on story.
Well, I mean,
Undertale.
consider
Undertale
this.
does.
Visuals doesn't
Minecraft
always.
is confused
Minecraft is pure game mechanics. That's what it is. I mean, nobody goes to Minecraft for the art, and nobody goes to Minecraft for the story
They
because
do-
they didn't
I
have a
mean-
story for 7 years, and when they came out with the story, it sucked.
Minecraft didn't look bad though.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's
Minecraft
unique.
has
That's what it has
never
going
looked
for
bad.
it.
But still.
It's had low pixels, but that doesn't make a low quality
Yeah,
visual.
no, that's the point though. Is we live in an age where 1080p, 60 frames per second is the thing you want, and when this
Don't
game
you mean
came out-
1440 at 120?
Whatever.
Peasant.
PC Master Race hashtag.
Screw you.
Playing
Anyways.
all my games at least 500 FPS.
You guys are so mean. Anyways, when this game came out with such simplistic graphics and no content,
This game
create
being?
your own content, Minecraft.
I wouldn't say no Minecraft.
No.
I mean, when
I
it
mean, like,
first released,
When it first released, it was
before
really
survival
sketch.
mode, I
Like,
get it.
was really sketchy for people. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing like this is blocks on a screen. Like, but then
Go play Legos,
Yeah.
kid.
No, I was always surprised by Minecraft because when I first heard of it, I first played it. It has no tutorial.
Yeah.
It had no tutorial whatsoever. It was still in like super early beta, like it had just come out of alpha, and I couldn't figure the game out because I didn't look online. I didn't look up
thought there was
tutorials.
a point to
And
this game.
there's no tutorial, and I was surprised how much it caught on without teaching you anything, yet how complicated
Because
it
the
really
fun was
is.
figuring out how to do stuff.
Well, who figures out how to accidentally craft like a pickaxe? Like, how do you know to do?
Minecraft Wiki.
Remember,
I can't believe
remember,
before the
people
age of
figured out how to accidentally make
This was when you
orchestras out
literally,
of-
if you wanted to create
No,
a
I-
cart, you were guessing. The first person who made a bucket
Yeah.
was a genius.
Or the first person to look at the coding to see all the formulas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Probably
you're,
a
if
little
you're
bit
going
smarter
down
than
into
genius.
the source code of a game to figure out how it works,
I mean, that's
your
what
game
they
has no instructions.
That's what they did for like the Redstone though, because the Redstone is an accurately modeled electronic circuit that uses ticks or frames. So like they've built circuits that are accurate down to the tick that you have to start things exactly in time with or else none of it works. But if it works right, you can do pretty ridiculously
Nowadays,
like complicated
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So like Minecraft game mechanics are amazingly complex.
Now, especially,
now,
they've
yeah.
added a lot of stuff that
So,
expands upon the red
Does anyone
circus.
have an example of a game that maybe doesn't have as complex of game mechanics but has the visual to?
I want to say that
I can't
one of the
think of
games
one
that
right
I found that actually got nominated, I think, for one of the awards, and I think it may have won it, was Ori.
Oh, Ori and the Blind Forest. Yep.
I feel like that was a game where its gameplay mechanics were super, super simple. Its content, as far as the lore and the story behind it, was pretty good. I mean, it had decent writing behind it. But the thing that won it, its award, I believe,
Was the
Don't
art
quote
and
me on this.
music.
was its art and its music. Both were very, very well done.
Yes,
but
I've
its
heard very
visuals
good
were like
things about
super
Ori on that.
impactful.
Wow, guys, we just left music out of this whole thing. There's
Yeah, but
Well, we should be
the
talking
only
about
games
content
that
versus
require
mechanics
music, that
instead
the
of
music sets
visuals
the
versus
whole game
mechanics.
is
Yeah.
like Guitar
Yeah.
Hero.
well,
Because
I mean,
content.
I mean, but music is really an important part of atmosphere too. Like,
like, can you
Yeah.
imagine playing like a Halo game or a Mass Effect
That kind of
game
goes along
without
with the.
music?
It kind of goes with
Papers,
the visuals,
please.
though. Like,
Duh, duh.
like
What?
imagine Mario without like any of the sound effects or the music.
Silent
It would
Mario
be
is
the same.
Have you ever actually watched Silent Mario? It's remarkably creepy.
But I've never picked up a game because of its soundtrack, except for something like Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
Well, look at Legend
Yeah.
of Zelda, though.
The,
Its
People play
soundtrack
it
has
for
gotten
way
to the
more
point
reasons
where
than its sound, though.
yeah, but at the same time,
sound
that
adds a
sound
lot
and
to the
those soundtracks
visuals.
Are very important as far as furthering the visuals and that kind of thing.
They are, but
Yeah,
they're
I
not
would-
a reason
I
you
would
play
put-
the game.
I
Like,
would
if it was music and the game looked terrible, there was no story, and the mechanics were bad, you would not be playing Legend of Zelda. You don't play it for the soundtrack. Sure, it's great and it adds a lot to it. but you
Actually,
play it
I do know
for the
somebody who
sound.
played a game for the soundtrack. But that's because it was a 60-song soundtrack that used 2 entirely made-up new languages and did symphonic metal.
What?
Whoa.
We talked about this on the brand new anime video cast we're putting together, and that is in pre-production right now. Watch it when it comes out. You'll get to learn all about it.
Anyway,
But I feel like
For those of us who are
Extra.
definitely not going to watch this, will you just tell us right now?
Oh, I don't even remember the name of the game. It's a Japanese game, a JRPG. Like there were like 6 of them. It's like a 6-game series, but each game has like 30+ songs in it that are all original symphonic metal pieces,
Wow.
which I listened to. They're actually very nice. Like I would go and get the songs from the game, regardless of how terrible the game was.
I would get the songs from it, but I wouldn't sit through and play the game just to hear the sound in the back.
If I had to,
I would
I'd
go
probably
online and
would.
I'd look it up and I'd pull up the soundtrack. And at that
True
point, you're not
enough.
playing the game.
But back in
I feel
the
like that's what
back
most
in the
people
old days, you couldn't do that.
Ye olden gaming days.
walking 10,000 miles uphill in a blizzard.
so we all have kind of the same opinion when it comes to core mechanics versus content or visuals in video games.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
let's-
most of all the mechanics make or break it.
Yeah.
You
so
can have a
let's-
graphically beautiful game with great content and terrible mechanics, and it could not do well.
Regardless of the lore or the art, if you cannot play a game, people aren't going to play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open this up to a different medium. If we go like the content or the plot line versus the visual effects in movies. Which
Like
one's
old
more
King
important?
Kong versus new King Kong.
Okay, well, consider this. Which is better, a Michael Bay film or
No.
Zack Snyder.
any other film?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That was not a movie, that was cancer on cinema.
Yeah, no,
and
that
I
was a
think-
pile of garbage that got dumped onto your cinema screen.
What does Anne think?
Wait, can you repeat it?
Which one's more important, visuals or content, like plot line in a movie?
That's hard
On
to
the spot.
answer, I think, because, well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the genre, you know, because there's like avant-garde films that are just visuals and nothing else, you know, it's like doesn't make any
But
sense.
they use the visuals to tell a story usually.
well,
that's the
you kind
point.
of, as a viewer, you like interpret a story from the visuals.
Yes.
So,
And that's based all on your interpretation.
yeah.
Okay, Lee,
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
You
oh, I didn't realize we were going.
I'm still deciding
okay,
mine, so
okay.
you go.
Well,
If
I
you
mean,
got
well, I mean,
something,
consider
shoot.
this: if you consider success making a ton of money at the box office, then visuals are almost undoubtedly more important because you take because Michael Bay produces a blockbuster almost every year. The Hobbit movies made a ton of money, and they were all visuals and no content.
Yeah, but the reason
Like,
The
they
Hobbit
were-
made money was because of the name
Yeah.
and its marketing. It doesn't matter what the movie ended up as. If it had the name The Hobbit and it had the marketing budget that had, it's going to be a blockbuster.
Well, my
people
counter-
people were wowed by those movies because they looked really good. But when you actually look at and maybe that wasn't the best example for me to use, but if you take like a lot of big summer blockbusters that don't really have much of a good story or good acting or good anything except they look really, really pretty. They make a ton of make a ton of money, but they wouldn't be considered by most people to be good movies.
I will
Where-
actually give you 2 perfect examples that fit your criteria. A, Pacific Rim. and B, Sharknado.
Okay, Pacific Rim is a bomb.
But Sharknado doesn't even look good. It looks
Yeah, Sharknado looks terrible.
But it still made money.
But the
Yeah, but it
the
was
aesthetic
It was the idea. It was like
paradoxical.
flying sharks. How is that not going to make money?
True.
Okay.
It was the same thing of like having
was
giant monsters hit
satirical comedy.
giant robots with a tanker like a baseball bat. Enough to the point where now we're getting a second, and I am so excited.
Right?
Okay, Brennan, give me your opinion.
Personally, I am a big fan of world building, so I'm gonna go that the plot is more important than visuals. Visuals, yes, you need them to make money on your movie, and so visuals are an important component. But if you want to make a good movie, not just a profitable movie, you must actually have some kind of plot or emotional reaction from the audience that your movie engenders. For example, let's see, what's a movie with the terrible visuals but a good plot? Ooh,
Sharknado.
Sharknado 2.
Best plot.
Sharknado 3.
Blair Witch doesn't have the greatest visuals. I mean, it's part of it. Blair Witch.
true.
Blair Witch Project was basically, let's send a bunch of college kids in with a camcorder and call it a movie.
Yeah, but it's a good movie
it
though.
succeeded.
Yeah.
It had like almost no budget, like no graphics at all, but it still made ridiculous
I
amounts
feel-
of
And it's
money.
considered a classic horror
I would
movie
argue
now.
that probably the original 2001 movie is one that has terrible visuals, even for the time. The 2001 movie had bad visuals, and nowadays they look very clunky. But the story is good enough, and it was adapted well enough that it's still a good movie that people are willing to watch.
I also find Cabin in the Woods
Ooh.
was
yeah.
another one that was kind of like that because like I ended up having a friend of mine who watched that and he's just like, it was okay. And then like another friend of mine ended up watching the same exact thing and he ended up getting the references to Lovecraftian lore inside that movie. And he said the story, when taken in that perspective, made it so much better.
And so in that respect, when you look at like the classic films, the old ones you're all supposed to watch, even though the special effects are campy, you get ones that are big on the story. You know, you have Citizen Kane, you have Casablanca, you know, that kind of thing. You aren't watching them for the visuals. They're old black and white movies, and the special effects are beyond awful.
Look at Charlie
like the old
Chaplin.
Hitchcock movies. The old Hitchcock movies. Those have laughable
true.
visuals by the time, but
Yeah.
they tell a story so well that you can manage to look past the visuals. Whereas even today, if you have wonderful, lifelike looking visuals, but your story just absolutely sucks, people are going to go buy the movie once and then forget about it, and it will sit in that one blockbuster left in the country forever and gather dust, and your movie will never be remembered.
One blockbuster left in the country.
In like rural
Tyler,
Arkansas.
you have like
Buried
10
in a
seconds to
landfill.
give it your opinion.
Okay, I have an opinion on something.
it is a good opinion. It is an
That's a
opinion
good one.
worth talking about.
The most accurate.
5,
I will mention it shortly.
3,
In quick attention,
2.
I think it's probably the story. Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch Project, you see movies with less than $100,000 budget, and because they don't rely heavily on trying to make good visuals, they can be successful. If your movie relies on having good visuals, like Avatar,
That was
I
let's talk about that.
A lot of
Insert
people
Michael Bay movie.
any Michael Bay movie, Transformers, if your movie's gonna rely on visual effects and you have bad visual effects, it's gonna flop just as badly as if it had a very terrible, already gone through and dried up plot.
Alright. I'm not gonna share my
Can be
opinion
equal.
just because yeah.
We've talked enough about it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And we've got a wrap. So everybody say bye.
Geek out!
Woo!
That wasn't much of a rap.
Oh well.
It was good.
We didn't even have a single rhyme, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Geekwave. This is your resident otaku Lee, and if you want to watch more of our videos, just go right over here. Or you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter, possibly also over here. But with that, thanks for listening to the Geekwave, guys. Geek out.